Market conditions remaining bullish in this bull market. Didn't have any market activity yesterday, so it's going to still be the same data right here. We're looking at the bull market rank of 23.91, which represents this line right here. We're in the upper end of this current bull market, as indicated here on this bottom chart as well. This is where we're sitting right now, so there's no question we're at the upper end of this range. And let's look at the overall momentum. We're towards the extreme now also, so we certainly could be due for some kind of a retracement or a pullback right here. We're not seeing a large participation in breadth. That's been stuck right here in the middle. That's been the case for most of the year though, and markets continually moving higher, so we don't necessarily want to buck that trend quite yet. Sentiment still towards the upper end of this range currently. That buy-sell ratio really is, it could be widening to the point now that we actually get some participation back again with some of these stocks that have been retracing and moving lower. We'll see if that's the case, or if we end up getting continued acceleration to the downside and that some of those winners end up pulling back just a little bit at these levels. Sentiment is in the upper end of the range now here as well. This is based on S&P 500. If we take a look at the indices, we've been talking about bonds. They're still working, still continuing to move to the upside. This is TLT, which is the 20-year bond. This is the ETF representing that. We want to see this price continue to be green, continue to move higher right here as interest rates. This will represent interest rates pulling back, which at this point markets are still interested in interest rates coming down based on inflation versus on a weak economy. But that could shift over this next quarter. We'll continue to monitor that. S&P 500 chart pattern right here still looking really nice. Had that real big strong rally after this breakout, a big gap. So we're sitting right here at this range, also towards the upper end of that extreme range. So we could see a retracement. We'd be watching for around that 542 in the shorter term on any retracement, or filling this gap back here around that 596 range. Also still, as far as S&P 500, still maintaining that upper range. We know that the S&P 500 is just being controlled by a handful of names. People go to indexes, go to the index scan, and you can see NASDAQ 100, S&P 500, these stocks that are sitting in here, that 35 and that 100 stock. There's still quite a few names that are in uptrends, just more that are in holds or in downtrends at these levels. Have a solid buy-sell ratio on NASDAQ. We know from the quality of those names, NVIDIA, Broadcom, Micron, Western Digital, Applied Material, Lam Research, Qualcomm. You can just see Netflix. Those are some amazing names that are leading. Apple right here as well. Let's look at and jump over to sectors. Continuing to see a weakness really spread across the holds and the sells, getting a few more moving back up into that hold range with some short-term trends. So markets are trying right here. Some of these other sectors are trying to find some footing as well. There's a handful that are certainly in those downtrends. Commodities, oil still in this uptrend, breaking out of that around that $77 range. Also right here in the shorter term, headed towards that 79. And summer season, typically we do see a rally in oil. We'll see if that trend continues here as well. Silver, no changes obviously from yesterday. Still sitting right at that support area, just underneath the momentum zone, but could start to find some footing. And gold also, similar story right here. These are a little bit muted right here as we've hit all-time highs in gold, but this uptrend still certainly intact, even though we're having a bit of a retracement here in gold. If we take a look at the muscle stocks group, not going to have any changes also since the market was closed yesterday, but keep an eye on these upper names, these highly ranked stocks, anything above 90, looking for those patterns with confirmation bars and increasing volume on a breakout pattern. As well as an example, Sky West in that upper, good solid confirmation move. Increased volume on this last uptrend with a retracement, pull back into that momentum zone, finding some support and then bouncing back up again. Nice looking pattern there on Sky West. We also have Vital Farms, this is an egg farmer. They've been moving really, really sharply and having had a pretty big retracement in one day. You can see probably a lot of stop outs and then repurchasing back in, holding that upper level. Vital Farms, interesting name as well. And then we have several construction groups. There's some medical stocks that are showing up in here as well. This is another nice pattern. When you have that up sloping trend, you get this breakout pattern. It moves above that and then it holds those levels levels, and then you start to get moves higher. An increased confirmation bar closing above the prior day, slightly increased volume, but holding those ranges, and high ranked. So it's continually moving in that direction. Those are really the core of the muscle stock new buy list, are stocks that have those kind of patterns, good quality names. Williams-Sonoma, interesting stock right here as well. It's in that home retail space, and spend some time and go through that list today. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.